Hi everyone guys, Luigi Green Hat back here with a new video. Today we're going to learn another awesome song by Arctic Monkeys, which name is When the Sun Goes Down. Actually, so many of you requested me to do this song, and I'm pretty glad of doing this lesson because that was one of the first song I've ever learned. It's pretty easy and it's awesome to play. It's divided into two big parts. A clean part where you have just to do some chords, which is the first and last part, and then we have the middle part where you have to use a distorted sound, and according to me is one of the most wonderful part of the song. But without wasting time, the song is divided into 4 parts. The first one is something like this. It's a good one more round to the street, to major credit cards and time to first receive. I don't remember the lyrics. It's saying with cars of the night, not something of the midnight light. Uninfected will be alright if you just come back home to me. And something like this. As you can see, it's just a sequence of chords, but in a row. So you have just to learn the chords, 2 positions, which varies on the keyboard, and that's it. What about this first part and the last one, as you will see later, you have to know that each chord you play must be followed by muted stroke. So as you can just guess from the song. But now, going straight off to learn the chords, the first one is this. So with your point finger you will press all the string on the 7th fret. With your ring finger and pinky you will press the 9th fret of A and D string. With your middle finger you will press the 8th fret of the G string. This is one kind of position that we will meet during the whole part. Yeah, for simplicity I'm going to say that this is the first position and this is the second one. But I will repeat position by position during the song. The first position has the pinky and the ring finger on the 9th fret in this case, and the middle finger on the 8th fret. But the second position would be with your ring finger and pinky on the 9th fret, and the D string will be on the 7th. But anyway, don't worry, because I'm going to say chord by chord how you have to do it. So after you have done this one, we'll pass to the second one, which is this one, in second position. So your point finger will be on the 6th fret, your ring finger and pinky will be on the 8th fret of D and B string. So your G string will be on 6th fret. The same second position, as you can see, is slided up to 1 fret, and you will add your middle finger on the 8th fret of G string. So after you have done this, you go back to the 6th fret with your point finger and you assume the first position. So your ring finger and pinky will be on the 8th fret of D and G string, and your middle finger will be on the 7th fret of B. You have to do this passage between this one and this one for 3 times, as you will see. So this is the part until now. 1, 2. Sorry, actually it's just 2 times. Sorry. Yeah, it's twice, sorry. After you have done this, you can slide down from this position to the 4th fret. So your point finger will be on the 4th fret of all strings, your ring finger and pinky will be on the 6th fret of D and G, and your middle finger will be on the 5th of the B. After you have played for once this chord, you will play it again and do. So, after you have done this, you slide up to the 9th fret with your point finger and you assume the 2nd position. So your ring finger and pinky will be on the 11th fret of D and B string. This position, you will slide down to 2 frets. From the 9th with your point finger to the 7th. Then you do. So you assume the 1st position with your point finger on the 6th fret, your ring finger and pinky on the 8th fret of D and G, and your middle finger on the 7th of the B. Then go down to 2 strings, 2 frets, and up to 2 frets again. So this is the first part. And you repeat this whole part for twice. Now I'm confusing myself because I don't remember if this twice or 3 times. Please do apologize me, guys. I will check out and write it into the tabs. Sorry. Then after you have done this, from this to for twice, you have arrived to this one, and you will slide up to the 11th fret with your point finger. Ring finger and pinky will be on the 13th of D and G, and your middle finger will be on the 12th of the B. Same position, slide down to the 6th. 6, ring and pinky on 8th of D and G, and 7th under the middle of the B. And you do it for twice. And 3 times. After you have arrived here, you do. Which is exactly the, but in the other way. So you start with the 1st position on the 4th fret, so your point finger will be on the 4th fret of all strings, ring finger and pinky on the 6th of D and G, and your middle finger on the 5th of the B, and you play for twice. Same position up to 2 frets for twice. 2nd position, so that was the 3rd chord, I guess. So point finger on the 7th, ring and pinky on the 9th of D and B. And same position up to 2 frets. So this is the first part. After you have finished, sorry, I'm going to switch the effect. After you have finished this part, you will go to the 2nd part, which is distorted, and it's something like. As you can see, are just 3 chords, real simple. The first one is this, point finger on the 2nd fret of all strings, ring finger and pinky on the 4th of D and G, and middle finger on the 3rd of the B. After you have done this, you do. So, point finger on the 3rd, ring finger and pinky on the 5th fret of A and D, and middle finger under the 4th of the G. Same position, slide it down to 1 fret. So these are the chords of the part. What you have to do now is to play it at rhythm and at the right moment. In the tabs I wrote just the chords. So now you can watch me doing this and listen to the song to get the perfect rhythm. So after you have played for once the first chord, you wait a little bit and you do. And then you play some muted strokes. And you repeat. After you have repeated this turn for 3 times, you end up doing just the second and the third chord, and then we will go to the part 3. So. Okay, so that's it. These are just notes. So you play for twice the 3rd fret on the E string, 3 times the 2nd fret on the same string, then twice the 2nd fret on the A string, then once 5th fret on the A string, once 2nd fret on D string, once 4th fret on D string, and you repeat this part for 4 times. So, if you are able to, it's preferred to do an hammer on. So you play the 2nd fret on D string, and without doing another pick, you press your finger on the 4th fret. I know that a lot of you will just know this technique, but this is for other people which probably didn't know it yet. So hammer on is preferred here, or you can just do as you want, but I guess that is more similar to the song than so. After you have done this for 4 times, you will do 3 times 3, 3, then 3 times 2, 2, 2, then you will do 4 on the D, 2 on the D, and 5 on the A. So instead of doing, you do. And this is the part 3. But it's not over, because after 4 bars of silence you will start to do. For 4 times. As you can see, these are just the chords of the second part, but you will play first the second chord. So the one on the 3rd fret with your ring finger and pinky on the 5th fret of A and D, and your ring finger, middle finger on the 4th of the D. Then the last chord, so the same position, slide it down to a fret. And the first chord, which is this position, but your finger will be down to 1 string. And what about the rhythm? It's pretty easy. You have to play 2 muted strokes and 2 played strokes. Except for the last chord, in which you have to do this. After you have done this for 4 times, we will go to the chorus part, which is and so on. As you can see, the chorus part is pretty easy as well. You have just to play 3 chords. The first one is this. So your point finger will be on the 7th fret, ring finger and pinky on the 9th fret of D and G, and your middle finger will be on the on the 8th of the B. Same position up to 2 frets. So instead of staying with your pointer finger on the 7th, you will be on the 9th. Same position, but on the 2nd fret. So 9, 7, 9, 2. And this is the rhythms, pretty easy and intuitive. After you have arrived to this point, after you have done this for 4 times, you will do. Your pointer finger will be on the 5th fret of all strings, ring finger and pinky will be on the 7th of A and D, and middle finger will be on the 6th of the G. And same position, slide it down to the 2nd fret. And this is the end of the part 3. So. And then you will do the part 3 again. But this time you will do this. Just for 3 times. 3 times. And after you have done this, you will do for 1 step. And instead of waiting 4 bars between starting the rest of the part 3 to, you will do it immediately. And you won't play this for 8 times anymore, for 4 times anymore, but for 8 times. So the 4 bars of silence you did in the last verse are now played in the part 3. So you will do for 8 times this time. And then you will go to the part 4 again, so the chorus. And as you can just listen by the song, the chorus is doubled now. So instead of playing this for 4 times, you will play it for 8 times, and you will end up after the regular 8 times with this. And after you have played these 2 chords, we will go to the final, which is part 1, basically, because are the same chord except for one thing. So, and then you start again. At this time, instead of doing, you will do just. So you will do for twice. Your pointer finger will be on the 4th fret, ring finger and pinky on the 6th of D and G, middle finger on the B for a 5th fret, sorry. For twice. Same position, up to 2 frets. Up to 1 fret, you will go to the 2nd position, so ring finger and pinky on the 9th of D and B, and your pointer finger will be on the 7th. Same position, up to 2 frets, point finger on the 9th. And then you play for 5 times this chord. So your ring finger and pinky will be on the 11th of G and B, and your middle finger will be on the 10th of the E. So same position, but instead of putting your middle finger on the 10th fret of the E, you'll put your point finger on the 9th of the same string. So, and you end up with the first chord. So with your 7th fret point finger and ring finger and pinky finger on the 9th fret of D and A, and finally your middle finger on the 8th fret of the G. So guys, that was a lesson. I hope that was pretty clear. The song was pretty easy, but if you want more certainty with the tabs, just download it. I have uploaded it. So guys, I hope that was useful. Please let me know with a comment if this was useful. and even if I have a queue of lessons to do, don't worry guys, each one of you which requested me a lesson will see that lesson in a while. You are just to patientate and wait, please. But for any one of you which want some lessons, just write down a comment and I will be glad to do a lesson for you. Peace guys, see you next time.